Hi, my name is Lindsay Demetris. I'm a volunteer with the PHRA Social Media Committee. We just came from our second keynote of the 2018 conference with McElvenny, and he was incredible. He talked about embracing challenges, and I'd like to introduce you to Eric. Hi, Eric.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me here.
It was wonderful. I have a few questions for you today.
Looking forward to it.
So you gave such an inspirational and thought-provoking keynote today. Can you give us a brief overview for those folks that might have missed the conference? What did you talk about?
Yeah, so I basically talked about embracing the different challenges in our life, and I kind of shared a little bit of my story as a background source to pull out ways and habits and choices that we can make in our lives to help us get through adversity. To be the warrior, to be positive, to shy away from excuses, to set goals, and to go out and just do big things and do good things. I had a wonderful time, wonderful audience. It was just a really cool experience.
The audience was very moved to tears, moved to stand. Yeah. At the end, it was incredible. You had a pretty amazing story. The date that I have here is December 9th, 2011. You were in Afghanistan and your life changed forever.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So we were in Afghanistan. I was working directly with the Afghan army, and that morning we were going on a mission. We were going on a patrol. Pretty basic. We were out there and doing our thing when I stepped on an IED, an improvised explosive device, and it led to the amputation of my right leg below the knee. And really, that was tough. Sometimes it's hard to look back on that, but what that really did was it kicked off a new journey. It kicked off a new journey and full of new opportunities.
Wonderful. The way that you explained your story and your journey was so relatable, energizing, passionate, certainly inspirational. You also talked about your family and your family being a very important role in your journey. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Oh yeah, my family is just amazing, and I mean a lot of people ask me like, hey, how did you stay positive through what seemed like such a negative thing? And that is one of the biggest parts is my family. My wife is kind of just my rock. She's great, and she still expected me to be a husband and a father, and she's very loving and just there during the good times and the bad times. My daughter, she was 5 years old when I was injured, Lupe, she looked at me the exact same way that she looked at me before I was injured, and she was the first person that really did that. And again, her expectations of me were, "Hey, you're dad. Let's play Wii. Let's play Mario." Like, what? This is crazy. It was just so cool, and the way that she dealt with it. She's like, "Oh, yeah, missing a leg. Okay. What now? Can we go play soccer?" It's like, I think we can. I don't know. So it was just my family and just the support that they had, not only to get past, kind of the darker days where I was in pain and struggling through the amputation, but when I set a goal to run an Ironman triathlon, like that was big on all of us because, it takes hours and hours a day to train for something like that. So not only was it a commitment for me, but I needed the support of my family to do that, and my wife was like, "Go do it. We want to cheer you across the line," and yeah, they were there when I crossed the line. She was the first one that I was able to hug.
That's wonderful. I understand you have a special bond with a local sports hero, Hines Ward.
Yeah.
How do you have a bond with Hines Ward?
Hines is awesome. Hines is such a cool guy. When the Ironman that I got to run, I just had this really, really cool opportunity to be on a team to go run at the Ironman World Championships in 2013. And it was with an organization built with chocolate milk. And Hines Ward was the featured athlete. He was going to go from the football field, and I think this was a year and a half after he retired from football, and go train and complete an Ironman triathlon. And with the whole, they did a web series around it, and there were three others of us, two other everyday athletes, and me. I don't know why, but I got to train with Hines Ward, and become friends with him. Just a really cool guy, and it was so refreshing for me because it was someone that I cheered for on the football field, someone that I loved to watch because of his energy, because of his attitude. You know, he would go out there, knock some guys around, catch touchdown passes, but even when he didn't, he's still smiling. You recognize that smile. It's like, wow, that's special. You know, I want to be like that. I want my kids to be like that. What a good role model. And then when I met him in person, I just realized how genuine and authentic he was. And he was, before the Ironman, he was more nervous than he was before he went out and beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. He was, and it was so cool to see him in that vulnerable state. I'm like, Heinz, you're the MVP of the Super Bowl, and you're nervous right now to go out and run a little race. And it was so cool, and such a good guy and good person to be around.
Well, that's great, and it's a tribute to your hard work and work ethic to be associated with that. And you talked in your speech about setting goals and the importance of setting goals. Why is that so important to you and your message?
Yeah, I mean, I realize goals it's the reason I get up in the morning, and you know, when I get out of bed, there's something to go towards, and it was just different levels of goals. I set a goal to run an Ironman pretty early on after my injury, and that was a big goal. It was hard to focus on that, but it was a reason for me to get out of bed and to go. I had another mini goal. I didn't share it in the talk, but I had a short-term goal and a long-term goal. And my short-term goal was to be standing and walking in a prosthetic leg, unassisted, when my Marines got back from Afghanistan. And like that was the reason. I was supposed to go to physical therapy 4 times a week. I went 6 times a week, and I would ask if I could stay a little bit longer because I was after something. I was in a hurry to get there because I had a goal. It was that motivation and inspiration in my life. And with that story, 2 weeks before they got back, I was walking with a cane. I dropped the cane, and when they landed, I was standing there. And I don't know what that meant to them, but it meant a lot to me because the last time they saw me, they were putting me on a helicopter. So it was kind of a cool thing. But you know, after that, still had the Ironman, but I had more mini goals that like I can really focus on. It was a reason to get up early, to go to the pool, to go running, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have done it.
Right.
So. Just goals, and all goals for me athletically are big, but also have goals with my family, with my children, and in my professional life, in whatever aspects. I count on goals. I read them in the morning because I write them down, and I tell people about them. Because when you tell someone about a goal, then it's like you're kind of held accountable.
It makes it a little more real.
Yes.
Yeah.
So goals, it's a level of accountability.
100%.
They're fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
Very good. As we discussed earlier, you have a great family, a great support system, your wife Rachel, and 3 loving children. What do you and your family like to do when you actually have a short bit of time to get away and relax?
Yeah, well, nowadays there's not a ton of that short bit of time. But we... And I don't know if I'm just speaking for me and everyone just goes along with it. I love getting out, going to the beach or going camping or being somewhere out in nature. Because inside is a big part of our lives now. And it's different. Like growing up, I would leave the house and come back for dinner time. I was outside a lot. And now it's just, we're not as much. So when we get a chance to get out and about into nature, camping, hitting a lake, doing some kayaking, I don't know, you name it. We try to take advantage of that and do it.
Good, very nice. Okay, got all that out of the way. This is the most important pressing question.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite donut flavor from Peace, Love, and Little Donuts?
Oh, man. It's
You're a fan.
Oh yeah. I'm a fan. It's a dangerous place because the donuts look so small and cute, but you can quickly eat like 12 of them. And I wonder what that's equivalent to. But I love Peace, Love, and Little Donuts. I'm a peanut butter fan, so they have I think it's called the Peanut Nutter, and I don't know. It's delicious. It's like almost like a Reese's Pieces. It's good. So anything when they do peanut butter on it. They also have like, you could do like a peanut butter and jelly. Sometimes you go that way with it. Nice. Maybe get a couple of each because they are small.
Yeah.
And
And you deserve it because you work really hard.
Yeah.
And you're a triathlete.
That's true. No, it's great for training. You need calories, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I thank you so much.
You're
You were
welcome.
wonderful.
Thank you.
And if you missed his keynote presentation, you should take a moment and review it. It was fabulous. We thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Yeah.